Some of you Laker fans almost started a riot because we were excited that the Lakers won the game in Orlando, and you started stopping vehicles. We started stopping vehicles and shaking the vehicles, and people got nervous. Now, that was a friendly gesture to express excitement about winning a game. But think about when people turn against you. Think about when people don't like what you have to say. And you know that what you have to say needs to be said. And it needs to be said not because I want you to hear me, because you're going to hear me today. Not because what I have to say is more important than what you perhaps have to say. No. But in fact, what I have to say stems out of love. What Paul was saying to the church was coming as a byproduct of the love that he had for the church, which is very important. So the first print is the print of love. In verse 6 and 8, he says he shared everything without expecting anything in return. He said, we were not looking for praise from men, nor from anyone else. As apostles, we could have been a burden to you. In other words, Paul is saying, you know, we got the credential. We got the right to live, to make our daily living by preaching the gospel. But we're not doing that. We put our professions to practice. And he said, we work day and night, so we would not be a burden to this brand new church. It doesn't mean that they work 24 hours a day. You know what it means? They were willing to work any shift they had to work in order to get the work done. Whether it's the 6 p.m. service shift or the Lancaster shift. Hello, somebody. Or whether it's the 1:30 service where the siesta time starts to come to you. And after having lunch, all you want to just kick back in your couch and don't want to know or hear about no one or anything else. Paul and his partners were willing to work the shift. Whatever it took. You know, I did management for 12 years in New York City at Columbia University. And as management, you don't work work from 8 to 5. Well, back then, the day shift, the daytime job was from 9 to 5. We work 7 hours a day, 35 hours a week. Here you work 40 hours a week, and then you've got to work some more. But I remember that as management, although it was expected that I would be in the office at 9 a.m. If I was 15 minutes late, nobody docked my pay. I was getting paid for getting the work done. And I guarantee you, more often than not, I had a lot of working lunches. I had a lot of meeting lunches. I worked past 5 p.m. I went in early. I didn't care. I was enjoying what I was doing. But we had unions back then. And the unions, they had to work from 9 to 5, a 15-minute break in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and a 1-hour lunch. I guarantee you. They didn't give you 1 minute. And if you missed half an hour, they will ask you to have, they got paid by the hour. It's a different type of compensation mode. And I remember that there was this us versus them, management versus the union. And I never liked that. And I remember I was 20 years old. And I remember I said, why do we come here? We come here because this is our job. We get paid for doing our jobs, and we go about different ways about doing our jobs. But we're here. And we spend more hours here than what we spend with our families at home. Can we just get along? People looked at me weirdly and said, where do you come from? This is New York. We don't play like that in New York. But things began to change. Because when we look at our watches or our clock, okay, now it's someone else's turn. And we're so attentive to when our shift begins and when it ends. Church, I got to tell you, we're missing half of the work. And that's not the reason why we do ministry. We do ministry because the first footprint should be the footprint of love. Because God loved us so much that in what we do, we express what we love. We express that we care. We express not because we want to get paid, not because we don't preach to get paid. We live to preach. We don't do this to make a living. We live to do this. And whether you're in your job, or you're at home, or you're a business owner, or you're self-employed, you do what you do because you love what you do. And the moment that you stop doing, the moment you stop loving what you do, it means that you need to look very carefully as to why is it that you still do what you no longer love doing. But Paul loved what he was doing with the church. Now he shared everything without expecting anything in return. Verse 8 says, we love you so much that we were delighted to share with you not only the gospel, but our lives as well. And this speaks very strongly to my life. And I want to encourage you. I want you to live here. I want you to leave this place empowered. It doesn't matter where God places you. Whether you are a worshiper, whether you're a musician, an administrator, a preacher, a pastor, an evangelist, a missionary. It doesn't matter what you do in the ministry of the church. Wherever you go or wherever you are, we are called not just to preach. We are called to share part of our lives and leave portions of our lives in the places that God takes us. And that speaks very strongly because when Paul went to Thessalonica, he didn't go there with a message only. He went there to leave behind a portion of his legacy, a portion of his life. And that's what he's saying in chapter 2. We gave you all we had, and then some. But if anything, remember that we gave you our lives. It means to me that whenever I stand before you at this pulpit or in any other setting, it's not because I have any more experience or any art or any more knowledge. I'm leaving this morning part of my life at this pulpit. Because we're planters. Wherever we go, we plant. The question is, what are we planting? Am I planting bitterness? Am I planting resentment? Am I planting greed? Or am I sharing the gospel? Am I sharing my life? What are people going to say about the footprints that I'm leaving behind in ministry? What are my kids going to say about the footprints I'm leaving for them in my family life? Hello? What's my wife going to say? Good things, honey. What's my wife going to say when we no longer have teeth and then we got to go buy some dentures? What's my wife going to say about our marriage together? What's my community going to say about me? Oh, yeah. You lived in that house, the one in the corner. Oh, we know they went to church because they were all dressed up every Sunday. We don't know what church they went to. The way we live in the United States is very individualistic. I don't talk to my friends